One of the biggest hot topics in the Avatar community right now is whether or not the Avatar cycle will ever be restored. As you all know, during the season 2 finale of The Legend of Korra, Rava was, well, whipped with water. Yes, I know, very dramatic. And because this happened to Rava, the connection to the previous avatars was then erased. But I believe Pavi will not only save the Seven Havens, but she'll also restore her connections to her past lives, and I can prove it. And look, I get it, man. I know, it's a little early to be making prediction videos considering the series is still likely a year and a bit away, but hey, you gotta have fun sometimes, right? Half the fun of being in the Avatar fandom is just throwing theories at the wall and seeing what sticks. And surprisingly, if you know where to look, there is a lot of information out there that actually supports this theory. Did you know there is an entire canon lore book dedicated to Korra teaching the next Avatar, made specifically for a case just like Seven Havens? Yep, it's real. It exists purely so that if the next Avatar couldn't communicate with her, they'd still have all the important information that they need. There's also an interview with the co-creator of Avatar, Michael Dante DiMartino, that ties in perfectly into this theory. So if you thought this video was just gonna be me BSing without any evidence, well, think again. And if you're watching this video in the future and I'm somehow completely wrong, go ahead, roast me in the comment section down below. I'll deserve it. From what we know so far, Avatar 7 Havens is set in a post-apocalyptic world where the Avatar is hunted by both spirits and humans alike. Something happened. Something big that made the world believe that Korra caused the cataclysm, leaving the land a barren wasteland. The next Avatar, Pavi, will have to uncover what actually happened and unravel the mysteries surrounding the world, and also the mysteries surrounding her twin sister who may or may not be the Avatar. Yeah, the world's suspicious, cool, but how does this connect to her restoring the Avatar cycle? Well, in an interview with Michael Dante DiMartino, the co-creator of Avatar: The Last Airbender, on the Illustration Department podcast, he revealed some incredibly interesting things. Now, if you guys want to listen to the full podcast, the link will be in the description down below, but let me play a few clips and explain why they matter.
Yeah, we do talk about that a lot, where it's like, oh, this Avatar are sort of having to deal with the ramifications of what the previous Avatar did, or they have similar issues because the previous Avatar didn't really deal with that issue.
That's actually my favorite part of it.
Yeah, so that part is kind of a deliberate connection, I guess, between the avatars, but then it's still like, I mean, that's why we made Korra like older, a girl, wanted to fight.
Are you gonna find a way to like connect the next, like, you don't have to talk about it, but would you find a way to connect the next Avatar's arc to theirs?
Oh, it's gonna all be connected. You'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's connections for sure.
I'm excited.
From the new stuff, yeah.
This confirms a long-running fan theory. The previous Avatar makes mistakes that the newest one will have to fix. Now, I know some fans have always hated this theory because they want all avatars to be completely separate from one another, like a clean slate every single time. And yeah, sometimes you have to stretch the definition of mistake to make it fit, but Mike pretty much confirmed it here. I also like how he stated it's all connected because looking at the history of the past avatars, even events from centuries ago still have ripple effects that land right in the newest Avatar's lap. Avatar Sito focused almost entirely on domestic politics in the Fire Nation. While this did in fact bring peace and prosperity at home, it centralized power in a way that future Fire Lords could exploit, essentially paving the path for the 100-year-long war. Avatar Yang Chan put humans first and neglected the spirit world. This unfortunately let humans break long-standing agreements with the spirit, a problem that eventually cost her successor his life. Which brings me to Avatar Crook. He spent most of his energy fixing spirit world problems left by Yang Chan, but by focusing there, he let the physical world drift into instability. This left Kyoshi to deal with the chaos and loss of faith in the Avatar. Avatar Roku. During his time as the Avatar, he saw growing division between the nations, especially with Fire Lord Sozin and his ambitions. Roku's mistake was trusting their friendship to keep Sozin in check. That trust that Roku had cost not only his life, but also opened up the door to the 100-year-long war. Avatar Aang ended the 100-year-long war, brought peace to the four nations, and even created a fifth in Republic City to unite all benders. But he failed at one very important task, and that is bringing balance between benders and non-benders, which caused an equalist revolution in Republic City. Avatar Korra, oh, poor Korra. I really like you, Korra, but unfortunately, the writers don't seem to. Korra's biggest mistake was letting the Avatar cycle get destroyed, and possibly possibly causing the cataclysm. Disclaimer, as I've stated many times, this could be an intentional misdirection and Korra could be innocent. But as far as we know right now, using the current information that we have, the Avatar world blames her. And that's the perception Pavi is stepping into. Which brings me to Pavi and Nisha. And this is literally the show's logline. A world shattered by a devastating cataclysm. A young earthbender discovers she's the new Avatar after Korra, but in this dangerous era, that title marks her as humanity's destroyer, not its savior. Hunted by both spirits and human enemies alike, she and her long-lost twin must uncover their mysterious origins and save the Seven Havens before civilization's last stronghold collapses. So the world blames Korra for the cataclysm, and that's her quote-unquote mistake. This means Pavi, the next Avatar, has both spirit and human enemies from the get-go. Clearing the Avatar's name will probably be one huge part of the story, but the other part, the whole uncover their mysterious origins bit, is where things get really interesting. I've seen two theories going around, and honestly, they could both be true. One interpretation of this is that the twins are figuring out why they are both the Avatar. Now, this isn't officially confirmed, but the leaks suggest it. I even spoke to an audience tester who said it's true, though I haven't personally seen any clips of them both bending all of the elements, so I can't 100% confirm that they're both the Avatar. Again, audience testers aren't the biggest Avatar fans, they could still be mistaken, but that being said, Pavi and Nisha are total opposites. Their cats, their names, their clothing, their mentors, everything about them is mirrored. And even the casting calls explicitly state this, that they're opposites but mirrors of one another. This whole thing sets up a light and dark Avatar dynamic, so uncovering their mysterious origins might mean figuring out why there's two Avatars at the same time. But the other interpretation, which could easily just be part 2 of the first interpretation, is the twins learning all about the previous Avatars, their struggles, their history, and either finding a way to reconnect all of that with Rava, or at least preserve that information for the future. And we'll get to why this is possible later on in the video because there is groundwork for it. But for now, you may be asking the question, why would Pavi know anything about Rava? Well, Mike said himself, it's all connected, and there's a canon lore book where Korra writes letters to the next Avatar, telling her everything she'll need to know, and honestly, the letters are kind of adorable. I love how they're written in Korra's voice, and you can tell she doesn't want to do it, but she knows she has to. I don't want to waste your time and read all of these letters. If you want to read them, just pause the video on them. Korra talks about her childhood, animal guides, the White Lotus, airbending, pro-bending, Republic City, the spirit world, technology, spirit bending, Avatar 1, and even the Dark Avatar. So Korra has literally handed Pavi a starter pack to being the Avatar. And sure, you could say, what if those letters were destroyed in the cataclysm? Maybe, but there's no way the White Lotus wouldn't protect them. Korra even stated that she didn't know if the next Avatar could communicate with her, so the letters must have been kept somewhere extremely safe. And according to the leaks, the White Lotus has a secret compound in Allura. And if I had to bet, this secret compound is probably one of the places that survived the cataclysm. Now let's talk about what's been done before and see if there's a pattern we can follow. Aang himself has lost his connections to his past lives before. The first time was in the lost episode, Escape from the Spirit World, set after the season 2 finale when Aang was thought to be dead. You guys remember when Aang was in a coma for that 2-week period? Well, he was actually in the Spirit World, restoring his connections to his past lives. He had to track down Roku, Karuk, Kyoshi, Yang Chan, and learn about their stories to restore his Avatar cycle. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is officially canon. It's on the Avatar Studios website under the official Avatar Legends timeline. You guys see it right there. There it is, Escape from the Spirit World. It's canon. He also nearly lost his connection to Roku in the promise, but managed to get it back. So the groundwork is already there in the official Avatar canon for this kind of storyline. And now with the spirit and human worlds connected after Korra, it might even be easier to pull this sort of thing off. So between this happening to Aang, the letters from Korra, the whole new Avatar fixing the past Avatar's mistake pattern, it all lines up perfectly. Pavi being the most hated Avatar of all time, restoring the past lives, and clearing the Avatar's name, that's just too good to pass up. It has to be the route they're taking. But hey, that's just a theory. No, you go away. It's not that video. Anyway, if you're a real one and you've stayed till the end of this video, let me know in the comment section down below by commenting. Let's go with, Avatar Pavi. Yeah, that sounds good. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a few days with another video. See ya.